Welcome back. We're back. Zone in Media talking state of the Red Sox. We're on week 2 of spring training here. We're talking the batting lineup and your infield, outfield setup for the Red Sox going into the 24-25, or really the 24 season. I'm here with Coach Matt, Coach Brendan here. We're going to start first with trade rumors to San Diego. Jarren Duran being traded to the Padres for pitching prospect Dylan Lesko, right-handed pitcher, I believe. And he'll be a starting prospect, a lot like Richard Fitz. They made a similar move during this offseason a couple months ago with the Verdugo trade to the Yankees. They bring in Richard Fitz. You still have Cooper Criswell in there. I think that might have been a free agency pickup. So you have these prospects, pitching prospects that they're trying to build up because, you had Drohan and I think Mata, who I don't know when they're going to make the big league club. It's a lot like Bobby Dahlbeck. Will they make it? Will they be fringe? You never know.
Quadruple A players.
But, yeah, that's what we're talking about right now. Matt, would you, in the shoes of Craig Breslow, make the move to San Diego? Jarren Duran, who has superstar potential, but he's had an on year and an off year, and then he got hurt on his on year halfway through. So would you make that move? Would you pull the trigger on that?
If I remember correctly, I think that Lesko is the Padres' number 5 prospect, and they still have a decent prospect pool even after trading all those guys for Juan Soto. Now, if I'm thinking about it through the lens of Craig Breslow, I would probably have to do this because your pitching is so depleted. So I don't really understand why San Diego would probably do this trade.
Yeah.
But I think Craig Breslow is almost having to make these type of trades because they won't spend, and their pitching is so depleted. I think this is a necessary trade. In a perfect world, I would say he should be the everyday left fielder.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, they are just not in the greatest position to bargain with these guys, greatest position to spend money.
Yeah, and the Sox are selling high when it comes to Jarren Duran. He is at the potential where any base hit he gets, he can turn into a double. He is that fast. He's wicked athletic, decent glove, not the greatest, but a pretty good bat. When it comes to Jarren Duran, you build a lot of attachment to the player because he developed a lot and had a rough go of it in the beginning. But you're selling high. You have a pipeline of fielding players. You have a pipeline. There's Abreu, Blaze, Jordan, Rafaela, all these guys. You have tons of outfielders coming up. You don't have a lot of pitching, and we talked about that in the farm. They're ranked a top 5 farm. That is a flawed ranking. They don't have any pitching in there. That's why they're making these trades. Would I do it? Yes, I would. I like what I see out of Rafaela. I think he can be the guy. It's hard to make that move, but I think at the end of the day, you got to make it. You need pitching. You need to address that.
Yeah, I just can't believe we're talking about the Red Sox like this, where you
can't spend any money.
Yeah, they're just not able to spend any money whatsoever, and it's just this is the type of deal like the Mookie Betts thing, where it's affecting your entire organization when you don't spend money. So now, in order to get a prospect that may or may not pan out, you have to give up one of your starting 9.
Who had a breakout year last season.
Yeah, and his trade value is at its highest.
Yeah.
And all you can get from him is basically like a good prospect, but not a sure thing.
Yeah, a potential.
Not a sure thing, so.
The more and more I think about it, I don't want to do it, but that's why I'm not paid to make that decision. We're also going to talk about our lineup this season. So you're looking at probably O'Neill starting in right field. Right now, if Rafaela makes the team, he's going to play center. And then you're going to have Duran and Abreu platooning left field. What do you think about that outfield so far?
I just remember Tom Werner saying that he wants Willie Abreu to get 400 at-bats.
Yeah.
And I just don't see where he's getting that if Yoshida's going to be the DH.
Yep.
And those 3 guys are essentially solidified into their positions. and you still need at-bats for Ref Snyder. Where is he going to get 400 at-bats, which is essentially 2/3 of a year?
Yeah, if you want to play Duran and you want him to lead off and get into scoring position on the first at bat, Abreu's not getting 400 at bats. I think Abreu has a lot of potential, and that's all you can talk about with the Red Sox. Sadly, they have no sure things. Abreu comes in at the last month and he bats like 300, so he looked really good. An aggressive swing, a lot of power. I think they're trading Duran. I think that's the plan.
Because I don't see how you talk about it like, what was it, like 3-4 weeks ago, winter weekend? It was before Christmas, right? Or right after Christmas. Anyways, you talked about it over a month ago, and you're talking about Wilyer Abreu then.
Yeah.
I don't know how these rumors all start and everything, but I feel that this Duran thing has been in the works for a few months. Tom Werner knew about this, so that's why he said the 400 at-bats, because I have a feeling him and Ref Snyder, if that Duran trade would go down, they'd split between lefty-righty.
Yeah, they'd want to hold on to Ref Snyder for that.
Yes.
For that matchup, and Cora loves using Ref Snyder in those matchups. We're going to talk about the infield real quick. So Tristan Koss is going to be running first base probably the whole year. You're going to have Vaughn Grissom from the Sale trade at second base. You're running Trevor Story at shortstop again, and then Rafi Devers at third base. And then Yoshida at DH. I'm thinking, the more and more I think about it, I know he's paid a lot of money, but he's a liability at third base. I'd rather have him just focus at DH.
Yeah, I think, and once again, like we talked about in another pod, I mean, you have so many guys, you have too many middle infielders and too many outfielders.
Yeah.
And you have no corner infielders, you have no pitching, you have not really anything else coming up. And it's just it's hurting the team once again, because Devers, like you said, should be splitting. I think he should be a first baseman, but Casas is there.
Yeah.
But he should be not in a position where you're relied on so heavily defensively.
Yeah, when you're also relied as the guy on offense, the sole bat, Yeah,
like Trevor Story, I mean, he's a great fielder. But, I mean, there's only so much ground you can cover with these new rules, especially.
Yeah.
And it's like Devers will get into a slump at the plate, and then he'll start bobbling balls out there, start just throwing them into the crowd, and it just... his offense always affects his defense, and his defense always affects his offense. So it's always just a crap show with him out there.
So this was the choice that they made: Yoshida or Turner as your DH. They rolled with Yoshida. He doesn't bring the power or the consistency. The one thing, I guess, is the workload is triple what it is in Japan, and that's why he would fall off. Being a sole DH, do you think he takes the steps forward?
I think he should, because I don't know when he's really going to ever play the field.
Yeah, I don't think he's ever seen the left field again.
No, I think he's like 140 games. Like, say he plays 162 full. I think he plays about 140 at DH. I think he doesn't play much.
Yeah.
Out in the field. So I think it should rejuvenate him. He should come into the year with a better understanding of what it takes to play 162 games. But we'll see. It might end up becoming where he gets a little bored or doesn't focus as much when he's the DH, and he's not as into the game, so it might affect his performance that way too.
I don't know if he brings the power. I'm still waiting to see on that. The jury's still out. I know he doesn't have the intangibles that Turner had. And Turner was a glue guy, and he was a utility guy, and he was a consistent hitter. So I just don't see it with Yoshida, but honestly, I think they're banking on upside. That's all they can do, because they can't spend money. They are the opposite of win now. It's a disaster. But that's currently where we're at. So we'll keep our eyes out. We'll get back to you next week for another State of the Red Sox. We're going to talk more on spring training, how that schedule's looking, how they're playing, and which prospects to look for to make the big league club this season. So thank you for watching again, and have an awesome day.